of the Heritage Day program. So what we did today, just for those of you who are joining, we've had a virtual festival. So I invited quite a few people to come and tell their stories, just their own heritage stories, their own lives, and so that we can celebrate each other. So Naomi, who is sitting right next to me, was one of our guests. So if you want to watch what Naomi said, you can go and see it on Facebook on the corridor, school corridor, and then you can actually hear what Naomi had to say. So I invited her to join us now because we're going to interview. Listen to this. We're going to chat to an amazing young woman, a phenomenal trendsetter, game changer. And her name is Cayla Naude, and she's a teacher at Delta Primary School. And she's just doing so many amazing things, because we like to put the young people down. Is that the correct term? We like to criticize the young
and discourage them.
and discourage them.
Yes, and that's not what they need. They need us to actually let them know that they're doing a great job, to encourage them, to help them not necessarily reinvent the wheel, but also not to load them with our own stuff.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to those who joined us, send us a hi. I'm going to put Cayla on right now. Then you can hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Why we invited Cayla Naude, the teacher who is currently at Delta Primary School. So 1, 2, 3. Let's say yes. There she is. Hi, Cayla.
Hi. I still can't see anything, so I'm talking blindly now.
Which is fine, so long as you just look at the camera. And can you hear me clearly on
Yes,
the side?
I can.
Okay, cool. I'm just going to move your name up top so that I don't close your face. Cayla, thanks so much for
It's
being
such a
part
pleasure.
of the School Corridor Festival.
Yes, it's nothing but a pleasure. Sharon,
so-
before you go on, I want to say something. So, I met both of you at my school. I met Sharon last year at my school, and I met Naomi this year, right? So, I wanted to touch on something Naomi said while speaking.
Okay.
She said that she basically manifested something in her life. She was speaking about this DJ, this radio presenter, whom she wanted to interview her one day. She didn't know why, she didn't know how it was going to happen, but she knew that it would happen. And I'm touching on this because I've been a big fan of School Corridor since last year. I'm only a second year teacher, so last year you helped me so much through your videos. And I also one day wanted to be on School Corridor without verbalizing it.
Wow.
But that's one of the things, and that is why I was so chuffed when I got the message. I was like, wow. I said yes instantly. I didn't know what I was gonna say. I was like, I'm gonna say yes, I'll figure it out later. So
Yeah.
two women that have inspired me and that have actually made such an impact in my life. And I get to talk to both of you now. That is so amazing. I'm so chuffed that I
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Thank you,
wonderful.
Cayla.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely. Can I just say hi to your colleague, Nicole Lynn Frank? Hi, Nicole, another young leader.
Oh, wonderful.
Nicole is a department head at Constantia Primary, and
Oh,
I
wow.
had them on as the SMT.
Right.
So another phenomenal woman that we had on. So Nicole, thanks for being in the house, and thanks for watching. We have Cayla Naude here, another phenomenal woman, and Cayla's just taken over the whole show, guys. Cayla just decided that she's going to affirm me and Naomi, and we are really so blessed to have that affirmation. Thanks for that, Cayla. Now, remember, this is your slot. This is your time. So, Cayla, this morning, I know I said I want you to talk about yourself a little bit and tell us about your own heritage and so on. But this morning, I heard when I invited you to the show, I heard that you're busy with the soup kitchen.
Yes.
And then I managed to get my kids to go and do some
Yes.
recording
So
there.
we changed your show a bit.
So I changed my show completely for you, eh?
Wow. Oh my word. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So just before we jump into that, that project that you're running, Just tell us a little bit about yourself. Give us a little bit of background. Who's Cayla? Where's your heritage coming from? Where's your background? What's your background? Family, whatever. Just
Okay. So I'm an older sister. We're only two.
okay.
My younger sister is in South Korea at the moment, teaching as well. Um, my mother is a nurse at the day hospital
Oh,
here in the retreat. She was at the soup kitchen this morning as well.
mm,
My father's not with us anymore, but also an amazing man who also wanted to help people do whatever he could do for the next person. And that's my mother as well. So I think this this need or this want or this love to help where I can comes from my family,
mm,
specifically my mother and my father. I come from a very staunch Catholic background, so I know that plays a big part in giving back as well. But I only realized, or I only was able to do something much bigger than myself when I met Bashira.
oh,
Because yes, as much as your family instills all these things in you, as you're growing up and
yeah.
you get this, because it's not something that you wake up one day. It's been there.
Mm,
It's
mm,
been there. Um, but sometimes people get put on our path that just help us reach that sooner,
mm,
or helps you to make something of that.
mm,
Uh, I know it sounds, I don't know if I'm articulating myself properly, but
Mm.
Jim came about when Bashir and I met.
mm,
So we weren't friends before. We didn't know each other from above. So
mm,
we went out as friends one weekend for a weekend away, and this is where we met. And we just spoke about ourselves, our background, how it was growing up,
mm,
the school that I'm teaching at, how disadvantaged it is, how difficult it is for for young girls that maybe don't have sanitary towels, that don't have what they need to be dignified in what they're doing. And this is where Jem came out. So before we became friends, we were business partners.
oh,
And we created Gym, we started Gym, Girls Empowerment Movement, and our friendship grew from that. So
Mm.
she's part of my heritage right now. I
mm,
always say sometimes I'm so confused about what my heritage is.
mm,
And we chose today the soup kitchen for Heritage Day because we are actually trying to create that heritage or culture of
mm,
giving and loving and
mm,
helping others for our children.
mm.
So, if you are unsure about something, change it and start today
Mm.
Wow.
and create it yourself,
There we
because
go.
Mm,
narratives are there for us to change or to
mm,
make it go the way we want it to go. So instead of just being confused, because I was wondering what am I going to tell Sharon about my heritage? I am so unsure. Yes, we braai on that day.
uh,
We, but like it can be bigger than just braaiing at
mm,
home.
mm,
It can be bigger than just you know, enjoying yourselves, be selfless.
mm,
So
mm,
Bashir and I have started this as well to kind of, so our children won't be confused about what their heritage is.
and what the identity is.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like Naomi. You can also chip in here. I like what you
Mm.
said about, that you must reach out to others and see, because in that lies your identity as well.
Yes.
How can you become fully human if you have people who are suffering and that you don't care about? So you were probably just obsessing too much about this interview, because how can you run a project where you're doing social activism like that? Feeding people. That is a basic need, and to make sure that people are fed and that they're dignified and they don't have to come and beg because you're offering it. That's a selfless,
Mm.
really a selfless sacrifice. Naomi,
Yeah,
what do you think?
absolutely,
Mm,
definitely. I mean, it's in this time of COVID, of course, it's a
mm,
felt need. People are definitely uh, they don't have access to food. I was reading yesterday about in the Eastern Cape that there are several adults that are malnutritioned, but they actually still have their pride and they're not willing
Yes.
to confess to that. And then it's Dr. Imtiaz from Gift of the Givers that actually I read on Facebook that was saying that, the stats that we are given by the sort of normal media narrative
Is
is
not
not accurate,
a true
to put
reflection.
it kindly.
Yeah.
Yes. And so what you're doing serves a huge need. And what I like is what you said about creating what it is that you want to see happen in the world, and that you actually created the gem. And I'm particularly interested in that, Sharon.
Yeah,
So maybe you
definitely.
want to ask Kayla some more about how. One of the questions that's there for me right now, if I may ask, is how do you fund what you do? Do you have donors? Do you paying for this yourself, you and Bashira?
When we started, a lot came out of our own pocket. When you start something, you have to put in order for it to work. So when we started, a lot came out of our own pocket. But as we grew, we have gotten so much help and so much donations. People send us monetary donations or food, sanitary towels, whatever it is that they think we need, they send us that. Because what they tell us is so many people want to help. They just don't know how. They don't know where to go. So they've told us that we've brought this organization forward that just requires them to just phone us, just send a WhatsApp message. That is it. We even come and collect it
Yeah.
if you're not able to drop it. So we've been getting a lot of funding. We've gotten a lot of sponsorships. We've gotten from a lot of small businesses in our area that help us. Um, we also push what we find in the shops. So, for example, if I can make an example, ShopRite has this essential 10-pack combo that they have at the moment for 99 Rand. So most people that are able to, that are uh, that can afford to live a, if I can put it like this, a lovely life where they don't actually know what suffering is really, wouldn't know about that. Because let's be honest, they don't shop at ShopRite. So we find all these these little bits of information, and we put it on our social media as well. And we tell everyone, if you don't want to give us the money, or you don't want to give us that donation to hand out to other people, go buy it yourself and give it to them. We're putting the information out there. We're trying to bridge that gap, that information gap, because people don't know that. And people tell us, like, it's helpful because they get to stay in their financial means, in their financial budget, and they can help others. So it's just about knowledge.
Yeah.
That is it. It's
Yeah.
just the knowledge that
Yeah.
we are also able to share.
Yeah. And
With the sanitary towels we found that at that time we did our very first sanitary towel drive. Spar had started selling sanitary towels for 5 Rand. So it was just about bringing that knowledge forward for others. And then you do with that what you want, Sharon.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we are always here to encourage you to do the right thing with that knowledge.
Yeah. That's powerful stuff,
That
Kayla.
applied knowledge. I mean,
Yeah.
it's. I mean, a lot of us just become fat and flabby on knowledge, but there's no action that follows.
Yeah.
And
Just
so
absorbing it. Nothing's being done with it.
Does
yes,
I?
exactly. So that's
And
really powerful.
yeah, I like that. I wonder if you realize what a profound statement you made, where you said that you're not wanting to be exclusive.
No.
You running gym, so you're getting donations. But if people are not able to give there, then here's another way of
Yes.
giving. So
Yes.
you then share what other organizations are doing,
Yes.
and that's huge because people
Bashir
are
always says something. She always says this is bigger than us, Kayla.
yeah
So that's kind of what
Wow,
we
right there.
yes
live by.
yeah. But also the fact that and the fact that you guys know that you're connected to many other people, because sometimes
Yes.
people, and that is something that I'm very passionate about, the fact that people mustn't hoard stuff and
Yes.
stop thinking that you're the only one who can save the world.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
you work and make impact in your
Yes.
corner, and you then refer people to others who are making
Yes.
impact in another corner. And that's exactly what you and Bashir are doing. You know, we just absolutely amazing, Kayla. Talk
Thank you
to
so much.
us, yeah, talk to us about your thermometer drive that you had
Okay.
at Delta.
So, it was also a GEM initiative.
Mm,
So, because I teach at GEM, it's easy for us to make Delta Primary our main beneficiary, if I can put it like that,
mm-hmm,
because it's I wouldn't say easier, but I work there, so to make the workplace easier for myself and for
mm,
my colleagues,
mm,
and especially for our children, so that we
mm,
can run smoothly.
mm,
Uh, we decided to collect 27 thermometers, um, so that the teachers at our school could have one per classroom.
mm,
We realized that, I know we received, I think from the department we received about 5 thermometers, but that was really not enough.
mm,
It was not enough, especially for the amount of learners that we have. So Bashir and I went into partnership with a car club in Cape Town
mm-hmm.
called Lowstad,
Yeah.
and along with them they helped us
Mm,
to receive donations. I always used to tell my colleagues, don't look at how much it is, at how much we've gotten. Maybe we've gotten 5 or 6, and we would
mm,
count down how many we got.
mm,
I'd always say thermometers are so expensive. People are giving, if they give one, it is
mm,
so much money that they are taking out of their monthly budget to
mm,
help us.
mm,
Because we got to 17 thermometers, and when we calculated, it was about roughly 13 or 14,000 rand
mm,
altogether. So the number might seem small, but the bigger picture, it
mm.
was quite a lot.
Yeah.
That drive is actually still running,
Oh,
but because of the weather and the amount of families who lost homes to fires, we've had to actually
yeah.
spread our resources. So we've been helping the families who have lost their homes. We usually like to finish one project at a time,
Mm,
but when the need is dire, we have to
mm,
split our attention, you see.
mm.
So,
Can I ask
yes,
you something?
Naomi.
Are you a full time teacher at Delta,
Mm,
Yes.
and you're doing another full time job?
mm.
I always say when it's your passion, it's not really work, because um, I enjoy doing it. So, yes.
That's absolutely incredible. Can I ask a potentially stupid question?
No problem.
What?
School teachers,
What?
no question is stupid.
There we go. Kayla, why are you collecting thermometers? What are you using these for?
So, the screening process at the school. So everyone needs to be screened, right, before they enter the premises, or upon entering the premises, before the kids go to their classroom.
Oh,
If you only have 5 thermometers for 900 children, your day is not going to start when you need it to start. Although our classes are halved at the moment, um, we have a screening group split between the teachers that take place in our hall at the moment. The idea was to have a thermometer for each classroom so the teachers could do it before the
Mm,
learners enter the class.
mm,
And this process takes a lot of time. Your day doesn't start at 8 o'clock anymore. It would start at about quarter to nine,
mm,
9 o'clock maybe even, because it takes so long to get
mm,
through a line, you know what I mean? And then teachers' day starts late.
mm,
The learners need to recalibrate their minds to all of these changes,
mm.
and it's already so difficult.
Oh,
And our school is already so disadvantaged. So collecting thermometers on our part is not it's not that a big deal compared to what our school is already going through and our children are already going through.
yeah.
If we are so confused, how confused are our kids not? So
yeah,
Mm, yeah.
yeah.
Brett, Kayla, I don't know if you know Brett Carlos.
yes,
Yeah, he says,
yes, I
go
do.
James.
He is part of Lowstad, and he also supports all our initiatives and very supportive.
Oh,
Thank you so
lovely.
much.
Thanks, Brett, for that shout out. And I just want to pull up, and I see my other comment is taking so long to get off here. Nicole Kayla says, She loves the initiative, and it's refreshing to see people taking action and doing something where there's a need. And then she has a question for you. She wants to know, is GEM a non-profit organization? In fact,
Yes.
she has two questions.
Okay.
Is GEM a non-profit organization? And the second part is, how do you get involved? So I take it, Nicole, you're asking how can people get involved in this organization run by Cayla and friend Bashira. So you want to tackle those two questions quickly for
No
us?
problem. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback, Nicole. I appreciate it greatly. Yes, we are a non-profit organization. Um, we are fairly new, so we are still getting into the process of getting registered and all those type of things. Bash and I have a full transparency. Um, uh, we're trying to be as transparent as we can be,
Mm,
so we're being honest about it. And then what we do is how people can get involved is we put everything, all our drives and initiatives we put on social media. So we put it on our Facebook page, we create flyers for everything, we put it on our Instagram page.
mm,
So our numbers are on all of it, our addresses if they want to come and drop things. Our numbers are WhatsApp friendly, so they can people can get hold of us,
mm,
and we also talk them through what it is that they can do. Or and sometimes it's not really what you can give, it's the time and
mm,
your effort. Like today, maybe we needed more hands,
mm,
just manpower in
mm,
general. I always say, and if you have a craft, if you can take pictures, if you can, things like that, we
mm,
incorporate that in. It doesn't always have to be monetary, and it doesn't always have to be like physical things that need
mm,
donation. I think our perception, what we also want to do is change the narrative of donating also, because I think people hear donating or donations and they think, oh my gosh, I don't have money, I don't have this, or I don't have money to go buy rice, or
mm,
and that isn't what donating is, in my opinion.
mm,
Donating is your time and your effort
mm,
as well.
mm,
Hmm.
mm.
So we
Yeah,
just need a bit of a narrative change
yeah,
with regards to some things. That's all.
yeah. And I think that's the lesson we're learning from you now is that we need to reframe our thinking around donations and look at what we can donate, not only in terms of like financial donations
Yeah.
and physical resources, but we
Yes.
must look at our skills base as well, and other resources that we have that we can help in other areas.
Yes.
That's a lovely thought. Okay, Kayla, I'm just checking here. Nawal, I think I pulled it up, but you were busy chatting, so I want to just acknowledge what Nawal is saying. Hi, Nawal. Thanks for popping in.
Thank
Nawal
you,
says, well
Nawal.
done to James. You guys are doing great.
Nawal is also part of Lowstart. She's helped us so much. She has come to our school already and handed Lowstart care packs to our children that had a face mask
No.
and hand sanitizer in it as well. So they're also doing like really, really amazing things. Thank you
Okay.
so much, Nawal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's maybe I missed this, no, Kayla, but you say low stud?
So it's a
What is that?
car club in Cape Town, like a movement where they also try go out and help the community and do what they can for those in need.
Yeah. I want you to speak about that because Naomi doesn't know that you change your own tires and you build your own cars, and I don't know how many of the community members know that. So we're still going to throw that in here. But Nicole says, thanks, Kayla. You are amazing. Would
Thank
love to
you,
get involved,
Nicole.
says Nicole. We'll check out your social media and keep up the good work. Thanks,
Thank
Nicole.
you,
Yeah, that's
Nicole.
typical Nicole, another community activist of note.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
speak a little bit about your low stud there. First, tell us about your car. First, tell me how you managed to change all those tires and lay under the engine. When I look at the photos, and I'm thinking this woman is making me feel embarrassed because I don't know how to do those things. So just tell us what's going on there with your mechanical work before you get to the other part.
So the car is just like is a hobby. It's my passion actually. Um, my fiance is also in it, so it's something we do together. We go to car shows, we go to events, and the car community in Cape Town is also very helpful, very likes to give back, always supporting initiatives that's happening. Um, I'm actually so proud to be part of it because, we see young people like myself. I'm only 27, but maybe it's old, but young people like myself. And
Well, sorry, Cayla, we are 60 and we regard ourselves as being young. So
Very young,
you're
very
a
young.
baby.
Very young. So we like to talk to our peers, like Kayla.
yes,
There we go.
Sorry for interrupting. That's so
No, that's
typical these
okay.
two women, eh?
yes. So I'm so proud to be a part of it because young people are always regarded as not doing anything, not being active in the community, not wanting to help. But what is going on in Cape Town that people don't really see is so amazing. And it's young people doing it. And it's the people on the bikes and in the car scene. And, we are always regarded as maybe a menace on the road or,
Renegades.
yes. But when push comes to shove, they are always there to help.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So Nostat is a different car club. Nawal and her husband started it, and they also give back. So they've helped Jim tremendously with the thermometer drive.
Oh, wow.
Today we had another um, car club, not really a club, but he's got his own like he does car stuff. Wade Works, they helped us with today's initiative. So the people in the car scene are very, very, very helpful when
Mm.
it comes to giving back.
Yeah, stunning stuff. Can I just pull Brett Carlos? Brett is all the way from what's it? Cuba. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Brett, I like that Carlos. I hope you pronounce your surname like that. And then you share a first name with my eldest.
Brett is a psychologist.
Oh goodness, he's analyzing me now.
Brett is a psychologist.
He's analyzing me now. Seriously.
No, don't worry about it.
So I'm reading
He's
his
got
comment.
good
Yeah.
material.
Oh wow,
Kayla?
that's amazing.
Yeah, Caleb Brett says, I'm willing to provide input or guidance with regards to community psychology and programs if you ever want. Not necessarily monetary, but a skill I can provide. Wow, thanks, Brett.
That is
Is
amazing.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
that's awesome. And then, of course, Brett will work through your gym and probably through your school. So, Kayla I must actually throw this question to Brett. Brett, would you be open to offering that kind of service to our other schools, perhaps in the Delta area? Or, yeah, let me know. I'm from education. I'll put my educational hat on later. Yeah, but I'm from education, and it would be nice to know if if you're open to helping people at other schools, children at other schools as well. Thanks so much for your comment. Yeah, Kayla. So yes, so you've done a lot for the day. What do you where do you see yourself? Besides getting married, I know marriage is on the cards.
Yes, marriage is in November. Wow.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
I actually
Congratulations.
have a 10-year plan. All my friends that know me know that I have a 10-year plan.
Okay.
So I've only been teaching for 2 years. This is my second year.
Okay.
I'm trying not to count this year because of the pandemic. So technically, I'm still a first year teacher. But hopefully, in 3 or 4 years, it's HOD. And in 10 years' time, I'm hoping to be principal.
Oh wow.
Hopefully, at Delta Primary. If not, just I am going to be principal one day.
That is
So
Wow.
that is
brilliant.
my
Eh?
plan. And obviously, just growing Gem.
Mm,
Bash and I always say one day people are going to come drop donations off at our premises. So we're speaking it into existence. We're manifesting the life that we want and that we want to see happen in our community. And from that, it will flow in abundance.
yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely. Wow, that's incredible. I have renewed respect for you as a young person, and I appreciate
Thank
what
you,
you.
Naomi.
You're welcome. It gives me a lot of hope, Kayla. It really does, because is also a fact that there are a lot of young people in our community who literally are wasting their lives away. I see that every day now that
Yeah.
I'm home and so on, and these are young men and women who are parents themselves, whose children are at the school that you teach. And so you are possibly even older than quite a number of those parents. So what you are modeling is absolutely priceless.
Yeah. Yes.
And I cannot thank you enough for what you're doing in the community. It's so heartwarming, and it just gives one hope, doesn't
Definitely
it,
does.
Sharon?
Yeah, especially when and that is my one of my biggest joys is when I see young people just flourishing, but not flourishing alone. They're always taking the community with them,
Yeah.
groups with them. I think the young people are misunderstood because you guys don't smile the way we do, you don't talk the way we do, and so now automatically we see you as an alien group.
Yes.
We the ones with the baggage, right? We must break the adults, the more senior adults must break down those barriers and stop talking about them and us and trying to find connecting points. And I think you, like Naomi said, you're such a powerful model, of somebody who's so focused but not self-centered. It's all about what you can do for others and for yourself. Nee, I listen
Beautiful.
to I listen
Beautiful
to
balance.
your just your plan, how where you see yourself. And
Yeah.
and you get a lot of adults who are terrified and insecure of putting it out like that and saying that's where I see myself, because they scared if they fail, if they don't
Yeah.
reach it
I
by
don't want to
year
fail
10.
in public.
Yeah.
That is
So
the fear.
yeah, so I'm all with Naomi. I want to pick this up about Zainuddin. Zainuddin is teasing Brett, I think. Zainuddin says he doesn't have a car, so he's Brett carless, not car loss. Good sense of humor there, Zainuddin. Love that. Yeah. And
I have another elementary
yes,
question.
elementary. You're asking big questions. You're asking beautiful questions.
Well, thank you. So, Kayla, elementary, dear Watson.
Elementary.
Elementary.
Primary.
Where do you live? Do you live in the Delta environs, or
I'm originally from Retreat,
Oh.
so I live close to Delta by the Civic Center and St. Mary's Church. My mother lives there. I recently moved with my fiance, so I'm in Bayview, Strandfontein now. But the community is still the community that I serve.
I see. Thank you. Thank you for answering. I was just genuinely wondering, where it is you live, given that the community that you serve is predominantly in the Delta area. I have another question.
Go for it. That's why you're here.
So I think if I've got the question, then there are quite a number of people who have a similar question. So just around providing sanitary towels. Obviously, we know that women have their period every single month.
Yes.
Do you make a point of providing sanitary towels to the same group of girls every single month to ensure that they have what they need and that therefore can attend school? And I think secondary to that is, have you considered perhaps using the menstrual cup and giving that to the girls, which is a lot more economical and environmentally friendly?
They say more hygienic too, ne?
And more hygienic, yeah.
We actually, the drive we did last year was close to the end of the year, close to the end of the year. And I think we put enough. We put about 2 packets in there, right? And then the girls would say that it was enough. And I'm the teacher on the school also that the girls come to when they are in need. And there was a lot from that drive for the school that we left at the school as well. So the girls need. Then we do get donations. So you see, what we also do with the sanitary towels that we have is we put the sanitary towels in the food parcels as well that we give to the families.
Oh.
So that the females are also sought after in that regard. We have also gotten a donation of the menstrual cups. We got about 100 of those. We still investigating the menstrual cup ourselves so that we know fully about it before we hand it out, so that we can educate the girls about it as well properly.
Yeah.
So that is our plan.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Really.
Yeah, I'm a bit of an environmentalist in my own way. So I worry about, landfill, apart from the millions of baby diapers that sit on
Yes,
landfill, and then also, of course, the sanitary towel. So
yes.
that was also
We've
partly why
gotten
I was
that
asking.
along with the some reusable sanitary towels or
Yes.
undergarments. So we first want to fully know
Mm.
how to use it and what are the proper measures to
Mm.
go about using it
Mm.
before we go in that route,
Yeah.
Okay.
go down that route.
Yeah. Brilliant answer.
Mm.
Because
Thank you.
sometimes, yeah, and I'm glad Naomi asked that, because sometimes people think that if you hear about something which is very useful, but then when we give it to others, we don't even
Yes,
understand it. And
yes,
so people, we need to educate ourselves first,
yes.
and
In
then
order
make
to
people
educate others.
comfortable about whatever we're introducing.
Yes.
Because cultural changes are difficult. Yeah. So I just want to pull this up from Nicole, because I think I read it, but I didn't pull it up. She just says, "Hello, Sharon, love the vibe. Happy Heritage Day. Thank
Happy
you,
birthday.
my future deputy principal, Nicole Lanfranc."
There we go.
Yeah. Cayla, we're enjoying this conversation so much, and I'm sure your friends are sort of like, okay, when are these two ladies going to release this woman? So, just yes, as a wrap up, is there anything that you'd like to share with us? Yeah, like we said, when we're talking heritage, we're really talking about our identity.
Yes.
Why are we here? Why do we exist? What are we doing with our lives? And in your short time, just being with us here, you've done such a lot. And I think to the community who's watching and is going to watch a replay, Kayla, you're offering a very huge, a big model, somebody that people can aspire to, because you're doing so many things and it's not being done boastfully. It's silently, it's people like us that are putting it out there now. So I want to encourage people, that go and have a look at the gym page, the Facebook page, and see whether you like what is happening there, and contact Kayla if you want to. And then they're also on Instagram, and maybe they're on TikTok. I didn't hear TikTok coming out yet, but maybe they're on TikTok as well. But they've got an Instagram page, so go out there, check it out, And if you want to reach out to them, to Kayla and to a co-founder of Gym, Bashira, then do that. Okay, so now that I've done that, Kayla, is there
Yes.
anything you want to share? Maybe send a shout out to mom, to sister, to future hubby, to friends, to community.
To
Floor is yours for
everyone
the next 2 minutes.
that helped us today, a big, big, big thank you.
Mm,
We couldn't have done it without everyone that contributed, that sponsored, that helped us.
mm,
Wadeworks A, K&M, Motor Engineering, my teacher friends at Delta Primary, Miss Williams, Miss Webb, Miss Ibrahim, Miss Christians, our teaching staff, Miss Martha, Miss Africa. Um,
mm,
there are so many people that helped us. Even our caretaker, Mr. Fanal, that came to open the school at 7:30 this morning
mm,
for us and locked the
Public
school
holiday.
at about
mm,
2 o'clock this afternoon, where he could have been spending the day with his family as well. Everyone that came out, our partners, Passion, our fiance and our husband, and my teacher friends, their husbands
mm.
and fiancés that came out to help us because they could have been spending their day any other way.
Of course.
To Wade and Teddy, my friends that came out with their friends that came to
Mm,
help us. We gave everyone duties with maintaining social distance, and everyone was like, "Kayla, we're seeing you in a different light. We're seeing the teacher you." Um, thank you to everyone. We couldn't. Bash and I didn't do this alone. You know,
mm,
um, if it was just us two, it wouldn't probably have happened.
mm.
So thank you to everyone that played their role
Yeah.
in this.
Wow.
And when it comes to my heritage, like I say, sometimes I know I like to help people and I like to give. I know that's part of my identity, but most of it is just trying to create something for my children and just trying to change the narrative, you know. You don't just need to braai on National Braai Day. You can braai part of the day, but try and do something selfless, even if it's just buying someone else a loaf of bread or offering them a cup of cool drink or something. It doesn't need to be huge. It's the smallest act of kindness that makes someone else's day or changes their perception of life, even. So that's what
Oh,
I have
my
to
word.
say.
Kayla, I'm almost in tears here, really. I'm so encouraged by what you've just shared. You know, also thinking about future generations, that your heritage, you are intentionally saying that my heritage is going to follow onto future generations, my children. And that you have partners, both you and Bashira, and a lot of your friends who are young people, younger adults, who are
Stress that,
so
stress that.
who sacrificially give. I'm really in awe of what you're doing, and I salute you. I admire you, and I want to encourage you to keep doing that, because you don't know how many other people. There's so many people right now involved in this particular video call, in this conversation, but the universe is listening, and it will have far-reaching effects that you'll never even see or know about one day, because of what you're doing right now. So I 100% agree with you. Those acts of kindness can change somebody's life around. It could be somebody who's just thought, this is the end of my tether, and you've shown kindness to that person. They've decided, actually, you know what, life is not so bad. There actually still are really good people around.
Yeah.
And there are.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Sharon is one of them, which is why she's put on this
Jerry,
entire
okay.
Sharon, why she put on this day, because you could also have been doing something else. Sharon and I spend a lot of time chatting, solving the Western Cape Education Department's many challenges
In my
in our
lounge.
own way, at the kitchen,
At the kitchen table,
table.
sorry.
Yes.
At the kitchen table. And Sharon's also got a partner, Basil, who supports our friendship and who's brought us cups of coffee while we were sitting here,
Cayla in the mug.
in the mug.
I need a new mug, Sharon.
Yes. Cayla takes a photo with a school card on her mug, and then she shows that she puts it on, and she says, I'm having coffee now.
But it's so important, even just as a young woman who's embarking on spending her life with someone else's boy, to know that you need to be synchronized even in that whole area of giving and kindness and generosity, that your marriage is actually going to be built on that.
Yes.
And that's incredible.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, thank you so much, Kayla. I'm so
Ladies.
really encouraged by what you and Bashir and everybody else are doing, all those young people. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Before we ring off, just as Zaida says, this is a phenomenal phenomenal teacher, young, vibrant, and enthusiastic, very passionate. Let me just see if I can pull it up again. I'm always getting myself into nonsense here.
She's my colleague.
Oh, she's your colleague.
Okay.
I've just lost her, but she said beautiful
Thank
things
you,
there.
Miss.
And then she said, she's an example for youth to take the lead. Delta Primary is so grateful to have her as a teacher. And I know your department head, Delisha, she just loves you to bits. And I know that she's one of your biggest cheerleaders as well.
Yes.
So,
Miss DC didn't have a choice last year. I made her my mentor. So
yeah.
you see
Cayla,
other
listen.
people.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I first want to just say thank you for the awesome person that you are, and thank you for showing us that we all have the capacity to love and to give and to care, and we must just find the channel that we want to do it through. And then of course you've created a few channels that people can hop onto if they want to. And then I want to say that, I am extremely grateful that young people like you can still teach me and show me how to live fully and how to give to others. And, you taking full advantage of the gifts and the strengths that the Lord is giving you. And you influencing others by showing them a physical example. So thanks so much for that. And then I just want to tell the community that if you want to get hold of Cayla in terms of helping them just serve more people via the foundation gym, then you can check their Facebook page. It's called Gym, and their numbers are there. And then of course Cayla will be quite willing, and I'm putting Cayla on the spot here, but Cayla would be very willing to come and speak to you at your school if you want to know how they're doing things. So I'm offering Kayla up here today. Kayla can send me a private message and you never need to know about that. Shannon, how could you do that? And I'll say, out in the public. So, Kayla, thanks to you and everybody who's helping you, like Bashira and your partner and your friends and everybody else. So, I have a super evening. And then from
so
School
much.
Corridor and Heritage Day, my buddy and I are going to say, cheerio, have fun,
Bye-bye.
guys. Thanks for joining us. And Kayla, go